Hi guys, it's me. Thank you so much for sending me a couple of comments. I didn't answer them yet because I just glanced at them and then I saw some of the familiar names and then I felt the warm fuzzies. So you know what? Even if I was just talking to you 4 or 5 that answered, I would. I really, really, really would. And that brings me to the title of this. I'm going to title it something about friendship because I found another one of us. And the funny thing is, these people have been in my life all along. And I just wanted to tell the story in case you look back at your life and you can find some of these people. And I'm inspired because I made a genuine friend from my YouTube channel. She lives in the Midwest, and she said there aren't any, and I believe her. She's very intelligent. And I thought, are you sure? Because some of my best friends are INFJs, but it's only until recently that I realized that. And also, as you'll see, I retrieved these people. I retrieved them from the past. And it was as if no time went by. I really love these people. And so let me just give you a quick background. I have in my little circle right now, here's me. And then I have my coffee friend from high school. She and I were very, very close. She was always very quiet, very smart, different than me on the surface, and yet the same. And we didn't even know it when we were kids. So fast forward, we just kind of lost touch, as people do, in your early 20s. I don't even know if we made it that far. She went to college, and that was not the avenue for me. So we lost touch, and then I would see her at the reunions. Well, the first reunion was our 10-year, and we did the thing where we said we would exchange numbers. And it didn't come to anything. I remember by the time I tried it, it wasn't active anymore. And then I skipped my next reunion. And then the last one I went to it'll be 3 years coming up shortly. And she went to that one. And I thought, enough's enough. I love this person and I know it. And she must have felt something like that too, because it was her recommendation that we meet every month, and we have, without fail, once a month, and we each have to drive like 35 minutes or so. And she's very busy. I have a flexible schedule, so it's whatever I'm willing to accommodate. Thank goodness that I can do that. And then we just do our thing, and it's as if no time passed, because our INFJ-ness is just, how it is. If you don't even have to know someone, if they want to go to that deep level and talk about things that we think we really care about, matters of the heart. This NF, this is my favorite part of us. I don't know much about the other NFs, but I've had P friends, but I don't keep them as close, to be honest with you. But there is a lot of understanding there that I value. But they're on the outskirts for sure, because we have our issues together that we don't quite match the same. And so this is this commitment with this person. So I have this person. And then, as you may know, I have my friend Jill. And how did I meet her? Well, I knew her as a kid, and then, we went our separate ways, just kind of having different personality styles through high school and all that. But it wasn't until 8 years into Facebook, 8 years, I always tried to keep her in my sphere. I might instant message her, like she would have a post about a topic that felt important to me, but because of the introvert, I would messenger her on the side. And I don't know if you are wondering about doing that, like if you feel that urge and it comes from a good place and a good intention to connect with someone, don't be afraid, because you know what? There's a chance you're going to connect with them. There's a chance that you're sensing them and picking them out because you feel that they will understand you, and you do have some sort of connection, because it's kind of the only reason that I have her in my life now. And I'm very, very glad that I had the courage to do that. Now, she received me very well, and she always has. I'm just excessively, concerned at times of how are people taking me, because growing up in a world full of censor thinkers is like, sometimes the criticism or the feelings that you're not understood can kind of make you want to go crawl into a shell. So, which is another reason why I think I have these friends that I trusted. So Jill came in late, but she came in strong because it was all there. And I said to her, now this was a complete coincidence, but her nephew was also talking to her about this test. And I was talking to her because I had a sense that she was this, because she cared about all the things I cared about. And her posts had more meaning. They're hard to come by, Most people are just being, they're venting or whatever. They're not really trying to do something about their complaints, I find. But I find that we do as a group, the people that function in this way really care, and they don't stop there. They don't give up. They feel this urge. So I saw that in her, and then she gave me her test results, and then I explained kind of how it is for us. Now, she had a different experience as an INFJ, and as an early experience, not so in the closet. Although she might word it different, like she had a public persona that was very different from the private person. But, that's her story to tell. But anyway, so I've got her. Then I've got my friend that I told you recognized me from the internet. And she just knew we were going to be friends, and she was right, because we have other things in common. This is a bonus. And we really enjoy this part very much. Just reflecting on who we are. I almost feel like we're a culture. we're this way of being, this group that's bigger than Myers Briggs, which I will continue to talk about. So then that's another one. And then, okay, so this is 3 regular people I associate with, the main people in my life. 3, blessed with 3. Well, a dear, dear high school friend. Here's number 4. This just happened within the last couple weeks. Now, he would come up. He was one of my very, very best friends in high school. I loved him so much. People thought we were a couple that we hung out so much, but we were just platonic friends that really just were so fond of each other. And he was just perfect to hang out with for me. And again, we lost touch. I dated one of his friends, and it didn't work out, and we all kind of went our separate ways, and he moved far, far away, the other part of the country, south. So I would see him once in a while. I saw him 8 years ago when he came up to visit some of his family, and I saw him a few weeks ago. And I used Facebook to keep in touch. It's just a great way to test the waters, to see if people resonate with you. You know how they say we're idealists? I try to check things out. I still go to the idealist place, where I hope for the best. Because when I was visiting with him, my intuition started telling me he's one of us. Like, how could I not have seen this? But I haven't been with him in a long time. And the Myers Briggs is only a year old to me, not even. And I was like, oh, I see the way he thinks and the way he acts, and why didn't I see it before? And I wanted him to be one so bad that I dared to not even think it. But I said, take this test, and I'm going to guess that you're in ISFP or whatever I said. I didn't even want to go there to the place that I really wanted to go to, which was say that he was us, as I was feeling when we were together. And he takes the test, and he has no knowledge of anything. And he just sends me the results. And obviously here he is. And then I started to tell him about himself. And he's like, this is really eye-opening. And I said, I know. Because when we had our visit, before I even brought up the fact that, hey, I just learned I was this type, and it was very meaningful to me. Before I even said that, I said, we were different. It's like we just hung out with the sensitive, sweet kids in high school, because me and Coffee Friend went over his house back then. It was just who you gravitate to is so fascinating to me. And I said to him, I thought I was different, like a foreigner, an alien from another planet. And the reason I gave back then was, it must be because I'm adopted, that other families must feel a bond with their people, their blood people, their literal, who they came from. And I wouldn't know any different. I only know my own experience. So I assumed that was why I felt different. And he said, yeah. And I assumed that I was different because I was finding out that I was gay. That was his situation, and that he didn't fit in. But it turns out it was something totally different. We were just the minority. And this is why his eyes have opened, and it was so fun. And we laugh and we joke about our shortcomings, which for me and him, it's just patience. And some of you guys have mentioned this. It's kind of hard. The truth is, when you walk in a room, there's probably a 90% chance you're the smartest person in it. And that can be difficult if you don't know that your thinking is different. Your thinking has taken in what you can determine in about 3 seconds. It will take someone else 20 minutes if they even get there, because they're going linearly. And we think in an explosion, right? Because the intuition, the past, present, everything. And they're like, here's what happened yesterday. Here's what we know. Here's, and then maybe they'll have a little innovation, but you have to kind of wait for them to catch up. And they also might be afraid of your ideas, because it might come out of you a little, wow. So we were just briefly talking about that, because we've both had experience in customer service, which is interesting. Here you have these people putting themselves in the direct line of fire of the public. So I look at things in a big soulful way. Like, this is what a soul would do to learn patience, right? If you have to wait for everyone, you're going to have to learn unconditional love one way or the other. And this will bring you the most peace you'll ever know if you can get there. We all try a little bit here and there, but the more you can do it, the better you're going to feel. So that's a little side note on what retail business customer service brought for us both. So now I am so blessed. And now we chat. He just messaged me while I was talking to you, because I was explaining that now all these people attracted sensor thinkies, don't you know? Okay, this is part of like the destiny and what your soul is interested in and what it wants to learn. It's bigger than your personality. So it's going to hook you up with your opposites sometimes. Not always. It depends. Now this is going to give you more strife, but more learning and more unconditional love and all that good stuff. But he when I was talking about my husband, he was noticing traits in his husband, and then he was just probably messaging me if he got his husband to take the test or not. Mine didn't even want to take it, and I had to take it with him because he's a true sensor thinker. He likes everything spelled out. He does not like things to be complicated. He does not like to make leaps. In other words, you can't give him one of those screwy questions where it's kind of misleading at all, because he has a judgment about it and he gets really upset. Like, well, it shouldn't be that way. And that energy, it's like I'm watching it. It gets in his way of clear thinking. So I had to help him. He's a smart man. He runs giant cranes and knows all kinds of math, but he's different, right? Which is what kind of why I talk to you. Because when I learned that, it changed my life and it helped our marriage. We've been together exactly this many years together. Because I count marriage, it's nice, but it's not as important. For me, this was the love at first sight, counting 26 years. So I can tell you what that's like. Like if you're younger and you're like, I'm never going to find anybody, don't worry about it. This is destiny. You might match up this way. You might not. Your destiny, your plan, what your soul wants for itself, whether it wants a union or at what age it wants a union, it'll work out for you. Don't stress it. Don't stress it because of your INFJ-ness. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm going to continue to speak about it. Okay, so that was it for today. Just wanted to share with you. I got a fourth member of the team, which happens to be my favorite number. All right, love you guys. Bye.